interpreting the scares. That's right. We're back at it on our month-long journey throughout the nightmares. Now remember, this month we're taking a look at 31 foreign horror films in chronological order. And today we're taking a look at something that I've been meaning to watch for several years. I just never got around to getting a good time to check it out. It's Battle Royale. Let's get cracking. Battle Royale is essentially a movie that focuses on a classroom full of middle school age kids that are tasked on killing each other. They're picked up, they're taken to an abandoned island where they have to basically duke it out. They're given a bunch of weapons, tools, and food and resources, but honestly, if they don't kill each other, at least in 3 days' time, everybody dies. They're all wearing a necklace that can explode their neck if they don't do what's told. Alright, so first of all, this is not a horror film, so it doesn't really match the quota that I look for interpreting the scares. The subject matter, though, is terrifying. Even more so nowadays than it was in 2000. This was so extremely popular that they wanted to make an American remake of this film for a while. That ultimately got scrapped, though, and for good reason. This movie came out in 2000. Back then, the idea of kids killing kids is just fiction. It was controversial, but for the most part it was fiction. Ever since then, all we hear on the news today is kids killing kids in a classroom setting, school shootings galore. And so watching this in the year 2023 is extremely bittersweet for me, because I'm watching it and I'm like, it's a little bit too real. So I understand why America never picked it up to make it, because they're like, we're dealing with that for real right now and that's enough. The movie in general is not bad. It's essentially what I expected to see out of the Hunger Games when that came out. So a lot more focus on the actual deaths, but not only that, but there's a really strong focus on all of these different characters. There's several characters. There's a few dozen characters that are all out on this island killing each other at the same time, and it does such a fantastic job making each and every single one feel unique and important in the long run, so that you end up literally rooting for, take your pick. So it hurts that much more when your pick gets picked off. And because it doesn't really shy away from showing you all these terrible things that these kids are doing to each other, because it doesn't shy away from that, there's more of a psychological stake here, answering the question on what kind of things physically, mentally, and emotionally happen to people when they kill each other, or more specifically, when kids kill each other. It does make you think. And back in 2000, I could imagine this being a lot more powerful than it is today. I will say, though, it's not as effective as it could be, and this is for a purely technical reason here, and that's the fact that the kids who are in this movie, the actors, are not kids. They're all 18 and above. I mean, I had to make sure I wasn't wrong here. To me, they looked really old, and yeah, I mean, they were all born in the 70s and 80s, and this came out in the 2000s, so it was like 18 to 20 some odd year old kids. I don't know if you know what middle school age kids look like, but I can tell you for sure that they aren't that tall. So never once do I really believe that it's kids killing kids in this movie, because to me they weren't kids. I feel like if they did actually hire kid actors to do these roles, it would have been even more controversial. It would have been even more psychological in terms of spreading whatever message it is that they're trying to spread. It would have been more powerful. But I guess when you have older actors, you have better performances all around, and you have less people complaining overall. Plus, it's an easier pill to swallow. All in all, I did add this to interpreting the scares for a reason. I didn't really expect to be scared of it. Maybe have it have more of a psychological effect on me, where I sit up and I think about it for a long time, because I have kids. I'd hate for them to be in this situation, but there was enough of a disconnect when I watched it where I didn't really fully believe what was happening. To me, it was a production through and through. But as far as I know, there is a sequel to this movie, and I will be talking about that at some point this month. So keep an eye out for that. But for now, let's take a quick look at what I scored Battle Royale, which was a B- letter grade. Final overall score of 73%, 73 out of 100 possible stars. So in general, that just basically means, it's decent. You know, there's nothing technically wrong about it, but it is bittersweet to watch. Back in 2000, I probably would have enjoyed it more. I think in general, The Hunger Games could have learned a lot from what this was doing in terms of character study, in terms of the psychological effects that could happen to a person. But guys, have you seen Battle Royale? Please let me know in the comment section down below. As for YouTube, you guys know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button, and bell to be notified when I come out with my next installment for interpreting the scares. And until then, peace out.